Okay, good evening to you all. Okay, I think let's wait for the others. They shall find us along the way. So just to check as to whether you can hear me, okay, properly. Timothy, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the last time that we met, we were discussing, or we did introduce on finance sources. Okay, so it was a simple introduction towards what is finance. Okay, and as we said, don't forget when it comes to consideration as to where you're going to obtain your capital from, you're going to obtain your finance from. Okay, you have to consider a number of factors which I think we didn't mention. Okay, you have to consider, for example, what is your gearing. Okay, so you have to consider, for example, what is my current gearing. Okay, what's the cost. Okay, what is the duration of the project I want to finance. Okay, as we said, it's all enough that you merge the two. Okay, you have to consider, for example, the term structure of interest rate. Okay, which we went ahead and discussed the yield curves. Okay, so you have to consider, okay, where uh, do we anticipate, okay, how the interest will behave across time, okay, based on the different, okay, maturity of the bonds that we have, okay. In case we expect that there will be a decrease in time, then of course, therefore, it's well enough you have therefore finance using a shorter. If there will be a decrease as time goes by, then of course it's better to finance using long term, okay, because it will be cheaper for you, okay. Consider, of course, definitely your gearing. Okay, you have to consider your gearing. And by gearing, don't forget to simply imply to what extent are you financed by non-owner supplied capital? Okay, to what extent are you financed by non-owner supplied capital? Okay, you compare. If I was to use more of debt, what happens? Okay, if I was to use more of equity, what will happen? Okay, to my gearing, for example. Okay, and I said that one of the key things you have to note is in case you have covenants. Okay, do I have current covenants agreement with my current debt providers? Okay, are they going to, for example, restrict me, okay, from using more of extra debt? Okay, what's my agreement with the current providers of debt providers? Okay, will I be contradicting any of the current agreements I have with them? Okay, so you have to consider what's your gearing. Of course, definitely paying attention, okay, to the current to the current gear to the current covenants, the current agreement you have with the current debt providers of capital. Okay. We also did mention, of course, the ease of accessing. Okay, how easy is it for me to access these financials? Okay, I think we mentioned, we gave this example. Okay, in case you're a private company, you may want, for example, finance yourself using bonds. Okay, however, bond financing is going to be unavailable for you. Okay, why? Because you are a private company, and bond financing is only available to the public company or public listed company. Okay. So that's what I think we were discussing last time. Okay. We went ahead and also classified and said that we can. It is possible for us to classify the finance sources, okay, into two main categories. We have the short-term finance sources, and you have the long-term finance sources. Okay, short-term and long-term. And we mentioned, okay, the key difference between the two is simply it was a repayment period, okay, of how many years, okay, should I be repaying this finance I've taken, okay, or simply what was the maturity, okay, of the financial instrument that we are using in order to obtain that financial, in order to obtain that capital, okay. If the finance, if the maturity, okay, of the financial instrument that we are using, okay, to obtain, okay, the capital is more than one financial year, okay, then we classify it as a long-term finance source, okay. If the repayment or if the maturity, okay, of the financial instruments that we are using in order to pay the capital has a life that doesn't extend for more than one financial year, okay, then we classify it as a short-term finance source, okay. And the short term, we said that we're going to mention four finance sources. Okay, we have the use of overdraft financing. We have the use of short-term bank loans, bank notes. Okay, or simply loans. Okay, we have the use of trade payable or trade credit. We have the use of leasing financing, as well as the use of leasing stroke, the use of hire purchase agreement. Okay, the use of, for example, the use of hire purchase agreement. Okay, hire purchase agreement. Okay. So all these are more or less finance sources, okay, that you can use. Okay, they're short-term finance sources that you can adopt as a company when it comes to financing your capital needs. Okay. However, we say that generally, don't forget these two, we have already discussed them. Okay, so these two, the trade credit we discussed, and working capital management, leasing we have already discussed, and should we buy or should we lease? Okay, so I'll only concentrate on the first two. Okay, the overdraft and the loan notes. Okay, so you can read the first one, the use of overdraft financing. And the overdraft financing, okay, now, this is simply a facility, okay? It's an agreement, okay, that as a company we come up with between ourselves and our financial institution, okay? Commonly, the case of bank, okay? So you have an agreement, okay, that as a company it is possible for I to overdraw my account until a given limit, okay? So it's simply an agreement, okay? So the two of you agree, okay, that the maximum, I can be able to withdraw my account until this particular limit, okay? If, for example, the limit you set as for the agreement, okay, as for the contract is equal, for example, $10,000, okay? This is the limit that the two of you have agreed, okay? Now, what does it imply? It implies that for as a company, you cannot overdraw your account to more than $10,000, okay? If, for example, the need you have, okay, if currently, okay, your balance is credit balance of, let's say, 2,000, okay, so the amount available in your account is 2,000, okay. The need you have, for example, okay, the need that you have is, let's say, 9,000, okay, your need is 9,000, okay. What do? You can take the 2,000 you have in your account, okay, so therefore your account, so the 2,000 you have your account, therefore balance goes to 0, okay, so it becomes 0, therefore. Since you have an agreement with the bank that you can overdraw the account until 10,000, look at here, you have taken care of 2,000, so your need remains at 7,000. So what do? You simply go and draw your account to the amount that you want, okay? In this context, how much do you need? You need 7,000. So you come and overdraw your 7,000 from the bank. So simply because you have an agreement with the bank, okay? Now, if, for example, here, the need you have is not 9,000, okay? Okay, the need that you have is, for example, let's say 13,000, okay? The need you have is 13,000, okay? So this is your need, okay? 13,000, okay? However, the agreement you have with the bank still remain at 10,000, okay? Your balance still remain at 2,000, so therefore what can you do? You can take the 2,000 from your account, okay? You remain with 0, okay? Therefore, your need now is 2,000 less, okay? So remains at $11,000, okay? Don't forget now, your need is $11,000, but as per the agreement that you have with the bank, don't forget the agreement is 10,000. Okay, therefore you take 10,000, and therefore you know you're going to still have a need of 1,000, but you can't take more than 10,000 because that was the agreement you have between yourself and the bank. Okay, so therefore don't forget this is going to establish a limit. Okay, you can't, for example, overdraw more than 10,000. Okay, so in this case, therefore, the need is only take until the limit you had set between yourself in the bank. Okay. However, don't forget it is possible for you as a company to always go back to the table and try to renegotiate, okay, with the bank. Okay, they can increase the limit or you can decrease the limit. Okay, so it is possible for you to go back to the bank and attempt to renegotiate, okay, for better terms, okay, terms that are going to suit you, okay, as a company. If you have the need, or in case always a company, look, this is a facility, as we mentioned, okay, where it is possible for you to withdraw until the limits, okay. But in case you're always going to be withdrawing the account every month, okay, every week, okay, your account is overdrawn, okay, then you end up with a solid core overdraft situation, okay, we'll call a solid core overdraft, okay, in case the company is always withdrawing, okay. In that context, the bank may ask you if they can see your pattern is that always your account is on debit because you withdrawn your account. Okay, you have always withdrawn the account. Then they can ask you simply apply for a loan. Okay, so the bank can attempt, okay, to go back to debit. It is better for you since you have seen, okay, that every week or every month your account is withdrawn. Why don't you simply apply for a loan? Okay, and of course, the loan in most cases is given slightly cheaper, okay, than the overdraft. Okay. So overdraft facility is going to be extremely expensive. Okay, don't forget the first thing you pay for the license. You do pay for an overdraft facility fee. Okay, and as well as you pay the interest. Okay, and the interest of the overdraft is going to be higher than the conventional bank loans. Okay, so the bank can actually ask you, it is better for you as a company to apply for a loan as opposed to always having your account overdrawn. Okay, that's the use of the overdraft as a short-term financials. Don't forget the needs that this particular, we are trying to satisfy a short-term need, okay, by having the accounts overdrawn, okay, by using the overdraft facility. The need you're trying to satisfy is not a long-term need, okay, it's a short-term need, okay, and that's on the use of the overdraft facility as a short-term finance source, okay. Clear? Okay, just check on you. Me, Hadik, it's clear.
So I just joined right now.
Sorry, Hadik,
Yes,
it's clear.
sir, because I just joined the.
Oh, I'm losing you,
I was
Hadik.
having a connection problem.
Okay.
Yes, I just joined right now.
Wow, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Elaine. Elaine,
Yes,
it's clear on your side?
yes, it's clear.
Okay, fair enough. I presuppose that all of you, it's clear. Okay, then fair enough. Okay, that's on the use of the overdraft facility. Okay. And as you've seen, don't forget the bank sometimes, in case they foresee that you are always on your account is overdrawn, okay, then they may ask you to apply for short-term loan, okay. The short-term loan more or less is going to be a bit more, the terms and conditions, they're a bit more going to be predictable, okay. For example, how much interest will I be paying? When do I pay for it? Okay, don't forget this doesn't apply in the case of the overdraft, okay. The interest is going to be reviewed in time by the bank, okay. When you repay, okay, can also be reviewed in time by the bank. Okay, so generally, short-term loans might have their own advantages over the use of the overdraft facility. Okay, simply a short-term loan, you shall simply go to apply for the bank, and the bank is going to immediately, okay, the financial institution is going to immediately give you the funds, okay, as per when the two of you, as per the conclusion of the contract. Okay, don't forget for overdraft, you may have the contract in place. But in case you don't have the need, okay, in case you don't have the need of the, let's say that 10,000, the one you've just given an example on, okay, then simply that implies therefore you don't need the money, okay, so you may not use the facility even though you already, for example, entered into that overdraft agreement. For the short-term loan, the funds are going to be available to you upon the conclusion of the contract, of course, depending on which, for example, financial institution you are dealing with, okay. And of course, the interest is paid on the loan by the customer. Okay, so don't forget the interest you will be paid. Okay, is paid on the amount you're going to be having as the outstanding balance at the beginning of a certain time period. Okay, at the beginning of a certain time period. Okay, so that's how you pay the interest. For the overdraft, okay, don't forget you're going to pay on the amount you've drawn. Okay, so in case, for example, in month one, in a previous example, your amount you've drawn is $10,000. Okay, so you pay the interest on the overdrawn amount. The $10,000 times the interest of the financier do charge on the overdraft facility. Okay. So it is not repayable on demand by the bank. Okay, so in this example, it is not repayable on demand. Okay, what does that mean? It means therefore that you, the two parties, okay, the bank that is the financier and the borrower, the company, don't forget you have to stick to the contract terms. Okay, the contract terms, of course, one of the key term is how much you pay, for example. Okay, how much interest will I be paying? Okay, and then of course we have another term could be when do you pay for it? Okay, so all these are contained in the agreement. Okay, this is the interest on paying 2%, for example. Okay, for the next 1 year, every year I pay an interest, for example, of 2%. Okay, when do you pay? You pay, for example, on first of every month. Okay, first of the month. Okay, so there's no way the two parties, okay, are going to contravene that particular agreement. You have to stick to the terms and conditions that we have agreed to. Okay, so there's no repayable demand. So the bank cannot say that on the 25th of the month, okay, that they can ask you for the money. That can't happen. Okay, they have to wait until the first of the month. Okay, so it is not repayable on the demand. For the case of the overdraft, okay, for the case of the overdraft financing, okay, don't forget the bank can ask you, okay, you can withdraw today. Then tomorrow, okay, the bank can ask you, you need, or we need you to pay us our money, okay? We need you to pay back our money, okay? So that's what we mean by that. That is that particular case. Okay. So that is not repayable on demand. That's what sure for the overdraft. It is repayable on demand. Okay. So it is at any point in time the bank, for example, I can ask you to pay back the money. And here, at this point, okay, the loan covenant agreement is signed, binding the borrower and safeguarding the lender. Okay, of course, the two of it has their own advantages. Okay, but of course, it is more towards the lender. Okay, because the lender now can have a price. They know, okay, that the amount of, for example, the amount of interest I'll be earning for this particular loan is going to be 10,000. Okay, it's going to be 3,000. Okay, it's going to be 7,000. Okay, it becomes easier for their side when it comes to planning purposes. Okay. So generally, that's for the case of the short-term loans. Okay, and I said generally, don't forget it's worth enough that you consider. Okay, so as a company, if you're the one who has a need, you have to consider: is my need going to last for the next 1 week? Is my need going to last for the next 6 months? Okay, so in case your need is going to last for the next 2 weeks, why would you want to take a loan? Okay, it might not make sense to take the loan. Okay, overdraft in that context might be better, might be a better financing option. Okay. However, in case your need is going to be for the last 6 months, okay, or for the next 6 months, okay, then maybe a short-term loan might be better. Okay. So in case your need is going to be not more than a month, okay, then maybe overdraft might be better. Okay. If your need is going to last for more than a month, okay, then you may want to consider the use of the short-term loan. So consider what circumstances that you are in, okay, as a company. Okay, as I mentioned, the two of them have their own advantages, their own weaknesses. So you may have to consider all these factors. You may have to put all these factors into consideration. Okay, when making a decision as to whether to use the finance, should I use the overdraft or should I use the bank loan? Okay. If you use the overdraft, it has its own mention. It has its own advantages. Okay. The interest, for example, the first point on the interest and the repayments are more predictable for both the client and the bank. I already mentioned that. Okay. Of course, here being on how much to pay. Okay, how much interest do I pay? Okay. Okay. Okay, so here it's how much interest do I pay? Okay, so it's in the amount of interest you pay as well as when you pay for it. Okay, so it becomes much easier to predict. Okay, it's every month I will pay at this particular month, this date of the month, this what how much I will pay. Okay, so it becomes easier to plan for both sides. Okay, then there's no risk of bank overdrawing the loan prematurely. Okay, because you have the two of you have a cover contract. Okay, that this is the amount you will be paid at this particular date. Okay, so it is not repayable on demand. Okay, for the case of loans, it is not repayable on demand. Okay, not repayable on demand. Okay, not repayable on demand. Okay, so therefore the risk the bank is going to ask for you to pay money on before the contract date, okay, doesn't exist. Okay. It carries data precise terms of agreement that's safeguarding of the lender. Okay. Of course, here the person who is more is going to be safeguarded is going to be the lender. Okay. It's going to be the lender. Okay. Those are the advantages of the use of loan or the use of the overdraft financing. Okay. But of course, as mentioned, don't forget the overdraft itself, okay, has its own advantages. Okay, the overdraft itself has its own advantages over the loans. Okay, so customer pays interest only when he or she overdraws. Okay, don't forget the interest you pay on the overdraft is only happens in case you overdraw the account. Okay, it's only going to occur in case the account has been overdrawn. In case you don't overdraw the account, however, you have the facility, don't forget you don't pay for it. Okay. The facility, you only pay a one-off fee, the facility fee. Okay, but generally, once you withdraw the account, that's when you pay the interest. However, for the bank loans, once the loan has been extended to you, the interest start accruing immediately. Okay, so the interest will start to accrue immediately. Okay, and of course, the overdraft is getting more flexible. As I mentioned, if, for example, your limit was 10,000, okay, and you want to borrow more, you want to take more than the 10,000, the limits you have agreed between yourself and the bank, it is possible. You just go back to the drawing board, okay, you negotiate, okay, for an increase in the facility, okay. In the case of a bank loan, don't forget it means you're going to be entering into a new loan altogether, okay. In case you want to increase the loan amount from, for example, 10,000 to 15,000, it means you're going to be entering altogether for a new 5,000 contract loan, okay, unless you do a loan refinancing, okay. However, the terms and conditions are going to or might be quite different, okay. So for the overdraft, it's simply a bit more flexible. Compare that to the case of the loan. The overdraft does the same job as a loan, okay, and of course it's renewable, okay, so it's possible, of course, to renew, okay. And also, for example, in case, for example, you would, if the agreement you have between yourself and the financial institution, okay, here we mean the bank, okay, is that you shall be paying interest over 1 year period, okay. So the loan tenor, okay, so you can say here the loan tenor, okay, or term, okay. Okay, so the loan tenor here is 1 year. If, for example, it's 1 year, okay, it means therefore, if, for example, at the end of the 6 months, okay, so the tenor is 1 year, okay, and maybe as a company, you feel that at the end of the 6 months, okay, you have more money, you have the money that you needed, okay, so why do we need to have this loan? Why don't we just pay off the bank, okay? Don't forget if you want to do that, don't forget here, most likely there'll be penalties, okay? Because the loan was for 1 year. The bank was to earn interest from you for an entire 1 year. However, now you want to, what we call to have an early repayment, okay? In case of an early repayment, you want to pay before the year comes to an end, okay? So, of course, what the bank might do is that they're going to file a penalty, okay? So there could be, for example, penalties for denying the bank the chance to earn the interest, okay? So, however, that doesn't apply, okay? No, that doesn't apply in case of an overdraft, okay? If you did overdraw the account yesterday and now you get the money, you can use the money to pay for the overdraft, okay? So okay, that doesn't happen if you're taking a loan, okay? A term loan, okay? And that's on the short-term finance sources, okay? The overdraft, the short-term loan, the trade credit, okay, which I think I mentioned, we did discuss we discussed on working capital management, as well as the use of the overdraft facility, okay, the hire purchase agreements, okay, or the use of leasing, okay. So those are the 4 major, okay, short-term finance sources, okay. Question, don't forget to do it. You share it out on the chat, as well as you can raise your hand up. Okay, you can see it, and then I'll attempt to answer. Okay, and that's on the short-term finance sources. Okay, the short-term finance sources. Then you have the long-term finance sources. Okay, we have the long-term finance sources, which we did classify in a number of categories, okay? Last time we classified them into a number of categories, okay? And just to quick recap of what we discussed then, okay? So let me share my board, okay? So you see that for the case of long-term, okay, the long-term finance, okay? Okay, we said for the long-term finance sources, we can classify them into 3 or 4, okay? So, okay, we have the use of debt financing. We have the use of equity financing. You can also use the use of preference share, okay? The use of preference share as long financiers. You can also have the use of venture capital as a finance source, okay? So all these are long-term finance sources that we can use, okay? In the case of debt financing, don't forget you're going to have the major finance source being the term loans, okay? So here you can have the term loans, okay, or bank loans. We have the use of loan notes, okay, the use of loan notes, or the so-called conventionally called the bonds, okay? And you can also have the use of debentures, okay, the use of debentures, okay? So all these are debt financing alternatives that the company can use, okay? So term loans is simply just like what we discussed here, okay? The use of bank loans, the only difference that the repayment period is exceeding more than 1 financial year, okay? The repayment period exceeds more than 1 financial year, okay? Bonds, okay? bonds or the use of the loan notes. Okay, so this is going to be an issue made by the company in the open market. Okay, so the bank is going to go to the open market and tell the users, okay, hey, look, here we have a debt instrument, okay, which you do want to offer you. You're going to be paying you X amount of interest every 6 months or every 1 year. Okay, the amount of capital we need from you, okay, for every instrument we issue to you, we require, for example, $100. Okay, so these precise terms, okay, that details the interest to be paid, the nominal value of the bonds, okay, what investment this bond is going to use to finance. Okay, now if, for example, that bond is not secured, okay, what we refer to as simply as unsecured. Okay, if it is not secured, okay, the unsecured bond, then it is referred to as a debenture. Okay, so simply a debenture is unsecured bond. Okay, so which one do you use? Of course, we go back to the consider a number of factors. Okay, you have to consider one of the things that you may want to consider. Okay, which one do we want? For example, which investment are we making? What's the duration of our investment? Okay, are we taking, for example? Okay, how much interest does each one of these interests come with? Of course, consider the effect it has on the company profits. Okay, the interest you pay, don't forget, is a cost to the company. Okay, so let's go back to our notes. Sorry, just a minute. Okay, so we have got long-term financing. Okay, as mentioned, there are a number of factors that we ought to put into consideration. Okay, of course, what could drive you to use debt financing? Okay, just discuss some of the factors here. Okay, of course, one of them, in case, for example, the shareholders are not so willing. Okay, if, for example, you have not paid them dividends for the last 3 years, okay, and now you're coming to ask them for capital. Okay, then the shareholders might be a bit reserved towards that. Okay, they might say, why would I want to get the capital? Okay, why would I want to give capital to the company, whereas I don't get any return? Okay, so in that context, therefore, as a company, you may be forced, okay, forced in quote, okay, to use the debt financing. Okay. Then, of course, it's much more easier, okay, to obtain debt finance as opposed to the equity share, okay, equity financing through the issue of shares, okay, so they're much easier to access, okay. We shall discuss this factor later on. Okay, of course, definitely another factor that might prompt you to use debt financing is the tax relief. Okay, don't forget the interest that you do pay. Okay, so the interest that the company pay, okay, to the bank, for example, is a tax deductible expense. Okay, for the tax deductibility. Okay, is a tax deductible expense. That means, therefore, you offset, you reduce your profit. Okay, upon which the taxes may be payable on. So definitely it has its own advantages. Okay, we shall discuss these factors later on in another topic. Okay, so in the meantime, okay, then among the different debt alternatives that you have, okay, among the different debt alternatives that you have, okay, what factors do we consider? Okay, we have already mentioned this. Okay, but one of the factors we want to consider is the availability. Okay, okay, and just to repeat what we discussed previously. Okay, if, for example, you are a private company, okay, don't forget bond financing, okay, might be unavailable to you. Okay, bond financing might be unavailable to you. Why? Because bond financing or bonds can only be issued by publicly listed company. Okay, in that context, therefore, the you as a company, okay, you as a private company, you get locked out, okay, out of debt financing. Okay. Another factor you may have to consider is the duration. Okay, so what about duration? Simply, as I mentioned, it's was enough you look at the project. Okay, what is the life of the project I want to finance? Okay, is it 2 years? Is it 1 year? Okay, is it 100 years? Okay, if you're going to have long, okay, if the life of the project is going to be quite high, okay, 50 years plus, okay, 30 years plus, okay, then you may want, for example, use, for example, board financing, okay, could be a bit better, okay, as opposed to the debt financing, okay, as opposed to the use of bank loans, okay. Why? Because generally, okay, don't forget, bank loan in that context might be a bit expensive, okay, might be slightly expensive compared to the use of board financing, okay. So generally, therefore, in that context, therefore, you may also have to put in consideration the cost of the instrument that you're dealing with, okay, the cost of the instrument you're dealing with, okay. That can be an independent, okay, point to consider, okay. Duration, you match the two. You match the life of the project and the life or the tenor of the instrument, the debt instrument you want to finance the project, okay. So if possible, match the two. If the life of the project is going to be 10 years, then look for 10-year debt finance, okay? So match that with the tenor of the debt instrument you want to use, okay? So if 10 years, then use 10 years also, okay? You don't want to have the project, already the project has come to an, okay? However, you're going to be required to pay interest for the next 5 years, okay? You don't want to have the life of the project being 10 years and the tenor of the debt instrument being 15 years, okay? Because therefore, you have an extra 5 years upon which to pay the interest, and the project is not there to provide the capital, okay? To provide the interest, to provide you the cash flow to pay all the interest and the principal, okay? So if possible, match the two, okay? You match the life of the project and the tenor or the duration, okay, or the life of the financial instrument you're going, the debt instrument you're going to be using to finance the project. So match the two, okay? Otherwise, it might not make sense to have or to have a life of project being 10 years and the tenor being 5 years, okay? The life of the instrument you're using to be 5 years, okay? Because at the end of year 5, you're going to be required to refinance the particular project, okay? To refinance the particular debt instrument, okay? Because you have an extra 5 years to go, okay? Therefore, match the two, okay? Simply to be able to match the receipts from the project versus the cash outflow from the project, okay? Then also, maybe I think we already mentioned in point number 3, okay, the term structure of interest rate. Okay, I think I already mentioned that. Okay, the term structure of interest rate. How do we expect the interest rate to behave across time? Okay, is it going to be increasing? Is it going to be decreasing? If we anticipate that it will be increasing across time, then what do you do? Okay, then you may want to take a long-term finances right now. Okay, so that in future the interest you'll be able to your current bond you are using, for example, okay, is going to be less expensive. Okay, so we have to say what's the relation between the interest versus time. Okay, so consider that factor. And also, of course, you consider the fourth point being the security required. Okay, and the cause covenant. Okay, what does the debt provider want out of you? Okay, is he or does he require a security? Okay? Because if there's a security required, then that implies, therefore, as a company, you must be having the security for you to obtain that debt financing. Okay, if it doesn't require security, then good for you as a company. Okay, because you don't have to tie down your assets to a financial. Okay, so consider what is the covenant, what the agreement you have, what are the terms and conditions of the covenant, of the agreement you'll be having between yourself and this debt capital provider. Okay, of course, consider the cost. Okay, that should be actually one of the first point. You have to consider what's the cost of us financing, use this debt finance alternative. Okay, consider the impact it has on the company's profit. Okay, so these are some factors you consider when it comes to the choice of the debt finance alternative. Okay, clear on another point that you may want to add? Mahir? Mahir?
Yes, sir.
It's clear from your side.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a point that you may want to add?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Those are some of the factors that we may want to consider when it comes to the choice of debt that we may want to use. Okay. So in case there's no question, then we can proceed to the use of bonds financing. Okay, the use of bond financing as one of the common debt financing alternative, bond financing. As you mentioned, don't forget bond financing is only going to be available, okay, to the companies, okay, that have or that are listed, okay. It's only available to the listed companies. Okay, so that means therefore, in case you are a private company, then this financing option is unavailable to you. Okay, and of course, just like equity share, okay, they're going to be issued by the market, okay, at a given nominal value. Okay, so conventionally, not always the case. Okay, conventionally, the nominal value or the par value of most bonds is going to be $100. Okay, conventionally. Okay, it's not always going to be the case. Okay. So as a company, you can decide to issue at their face value of 100. You can decide to issue them at a premium, maybe at $105 per bond, or a discount. Okay, and this discount, it's you to make that decision. Okay, it's you to make that decision. Okay, how soon, for example, how soon do you want the money? In case the urgency is a bit high, then of course you may want to price it, okay, at lower than the nominal value. Okay, if the issue is going to be in quotes what we call is going to be a hold issue, okay, then you may want to issue it at a premium, okay, at 105, okay, because the market is going to take it. The market is going to take it either way, okay, for example, okay. The interest is going to be fixed. That's going to be by default, okay, for all bonds, okay. So the interest is going to be fixed, okay, and the interest rate is sometimes referred to as the coupon rate, okay. So one is same, okay, the coupon rate, okay, and so it's going to be fixed by the time of the issue, okay. So you, as you sell the market, okay, to the market, okay, you're going to the market. There is the nominal value of the bond. You're going to issue it at this particular price, okay. And the coupon rate or the interest you shall be paying you is every 6 months or every 1 year or every 3 months, okay? And this will be the interest that we shall be paying, okay, for over the life of that bond, over the entire life of the bond, okay, which doesn't change, okay? Of course, the interest is going to be paid most likely on the prevailing market interest rate, okay? So it is set at the prevailing market interest rate, okay? And this interest rate is at the time of issue. Okay? Don't forget the market interest rate will fluctuate. Okay, it can go up and down. Okay, however, the issue is fixed. The interest or the coupon rate is fixed at the time of issue. At the time of the issue, if the issue was done in the year 2018, what was the prevailing market interest rate then? If it was 8%, then most likely the company issuing, the issuer, will price it at that particular interest rate then. Okay, so it is most likely going to be paid on the interest prevailing at the time of the issue. Okay. If there will be changes in it alone, okay, maybe there will be the increase from 8% to 10%. If the prevailing market interest rate was to increase, okay, but it has no impact on the coupon. Okay, as I mentioned, the coupon is fixed. It has no impact on the coupon. Okay, however, okay, the prevailing market interest rate, okay, will have an impact on the market value of the bond. Okay, not the nominal value of the bond, not the interest or the coupon. However, it will have an impact on the market value of the bond. Okay, I will show you a little on. We shall do some calculation later on. Okay, what the impact of changes in the market interest rate have on the market value. Okay, don't forget, maybe the point note there is the prevailing market interest rate have no impact on the interest to be paid to the holder. Okay, to the person who did invest using that bond in the company. Okay, so they have no impact on the coupon. They have no impact on the interest cash flows to be received. They have an impact on the market value of the bond. Okay, that's something you may want to take a note of. Okay. So conventionally, as you mentioned, don't forget, as opposed to the debentures, okay, as opposed to the debentures, okay, the bonds will be, okay, secured, okay. So sometimes we have bonds, okay, bonds in quotes that are unsecured, okay, they don't have a security, okay. The company does not come with a contract telling you that you're going to be financed, you're going to be using your money to invest in some particular project, okay, so they don't mention it, okay. In the case of bonds, okay, so generally they do say it is tied down to a given project, okay. We are going to ask you to give us $1 million, okay, you as the market A, Kenyan market, okay, but we want to give you these bonds, okay, we are going to be investing in, for example, in case we are KJ, we want to invest in this particular geothermal project, okay. So if we don't pay you money, okay, then you can come and dispose of this geothermal project that we have, okay. If, for example, we are not able to pay you the principal and the interest on time, okay, that's for the bond, okay. In the case of the debenture, we don't, or the company is not going to provide any security, okay. So it's a bond, okay, with all the terms and conditions, just like a normal bond. The only difference is there's no security, okay. So the company does not dictate, or there's no any project stated, okay, in the bond cover, in the debenture agreement, okay, that state that this is where the money is going to put under, is going to be invested. Okay. Because of that, because it is unsecured, of course, what do we expect? Okay, definitely it's going to be more expensive. Okay, it is going to be, the interest is going to be much more higher. Why? Because you are exposing the providers of capital, okay, the debt providers to an extra financial risk, okay, to an extra financial risk. Therefore, the interest is going conventionally is going much more higher than for the conventional bond, okay, and that's for the debentures. However, they trade in the market the same way, so everything remains the same. The only difference that the interest, the security is not available, okay, compared to a conventional bond, okay, and that's on the use of the debenture, okay, as a finance source. So let's go back to the bonds, okay. We discussed generally, okay, in the market, what type of bonds can be issued, okay. So generally, what type of bonds can be issued, okay. So forms of bonds, okay. The company can issue a number of bonds, okay. So the number of bonds that the company can issue, okay. One of them being what referred to as the deep discounted bond, okay, or deep discount bond, okay. So you see that in most cases, okay, the bonds is going to be issued. It's a company to make that decision, okay. Are we going to issue it at par value? Are we going to issue it at a premium? Are we going to issue it at a discount? Okay, it's a company to make that decision, okay. So just give me a minute. Okay, so the company makes a decision, okay, what is going to be the issue price, okay, should we issue a discount or should we issue it at a premium, okay, so let me share my board, okay. Okay, so here, if for example, the par value, okay, as mentioned, conventionally, the par value is going to be $100, okay, so this is going to be the conventional nominal value of the bond, or simply the par value of the bond. The issue price might be different, okay, the issue value or the issue price might be different, okay. The company decide to issue at 95, okay. If the issue is at 95, then you can see this bond is at 5% discount, okay, is at 5% discount. The company decide to issue it at 103, okay, and this you can see therefore it is a 3% premium, okay. The issue is at a 3% premium from the current market value, okay, for the nominal value, of 100, okay. If, for example, okay, this is a discount, this is a discount that this particular bond has been issued at, okay, at 5% discount, and the prevailing market, okay, so the market, the most recent issue, okay, if you have to go to the market, okay, if the prevailing issues, okay, we observe, okay, has the market, or in the market, do we have other bonds that have been issued recently, okay, so look at the prevailing issues, okay. So in case, for example, in this market, 3 bonds have been issued, okay? Assume this bond that belongs to company D, okay? So let's call it bond D. Then you have other previous issue, bond A, bond B, and bond C. Bond A was issued at a premium of 1%. This is premium, we just call it plus, okay? Bond B was issued at, let's say, 2% discount, and bond C was issued at 0.5% premium, okay? Just as an example, okay? So those are the 3 most recent issues. If we compare bond D, okay, it was at 5% discount, okay, compared to bond B. In this context, bond B has a 2% discount, okay. So you can see bond D is at higher discount compared to the prevailing issues. And these are the prevailing issues. Okay, look at this, the prevailing issue A, B, and C. Okay, so you can say D. Okay, consider it as 5% discount, then this can be considered in this context as a deep discount bond. Okay, that's referred to as a deep discounted bond. Okay, hope it's clear. So I seem to be losing my notes. Let me try to track them where they could be. Okay, sorry for that. Then you have to call the zero coupon bond. Okay, zero coupon bond. Okay, in the case of zero coupon bond, now here we have mentioned generally that you can have the case of the deep discounted bond. Okay, and maybe just before, let's just simply go back to our board. Okay, let me just go to back to our board. Conventionally, before I forget, conventionally, okay, the more the discounts that the bond is going to be issued at, okay, assume that all these four bonds, okay, A, B, C, and D, okay, assume these four bonds A, B, C, and D, okay, they all have a tenor, they all have a life, they're all going to mature in the year 2030, okay, so the maturity, okay, so the maturity is for 10 years, okay, so they'll be maturing the year 2030, okay, and they're going to all of them be the repayment, okay, the repayment, okay, is going to also call the redemption, okay, they're all going to be redeemed, okay, or the amount, the redemption value, okay, is going to be, for example, the nominal value, okay, of 100. If that's the case, okay, it means therefore that debt provider for A shall be losing money, okay, because they gave 101, okay, don't forget the 1% imply this is 101, this imply this at 98, this imply that it is at 100.5, okay. So they gave 101, but they're going to get back 100. So to compensate this, okay, remember for the interest that we paid here is going to be quite high generally. Okay, if you compare with B, we'll compare with B, C, and the D. Okay, so because they have the interest here, maybe okay, the interest here could be, for example, let's say like 11%. Okay, could be 11%. Okay, for B, they give. So for B, they gave 98. They're going to get back in year 10, okay, 100. Okay, they're going to get back 100. Okay, therefore for B, the interest is going to be a bit lower. Why? Because over and above the interest, they also get the capital gain. Okay, because for B, okay, they gave $98. Okay, they got back 100 in year 10, in T10. Okay, so over and above the interest, they also get the capital gain. Okay, so they also get the capital gain. Okay, so for the interest here is going to be a bit lower if you have to compare with A. So the interest for B, for example, could be, for example, let's say 8%. Okay, now for C, okay, it's going to be higher than B, but lower than A, for example. Okay, for example, it can be equal, let's say, 10%. Now for D, okay, the D gave $95. Okay, they're going to get back $100. Okay, so you can see the capital gain for D is much more higher. Therefore, the interest to be received by D is a bit lower. Okay, it's going to be lower than B. Okay, the B, don't forget here we had 8%. Therefore, D most likely the interest is going, for example, 5%. Okay, so they go if the discount is going to be high, the interest is going to be low. Okay, if the issue is going to be on a premium, most likely the interest is going to be given is going to be high. Okay. So that was what I wanted to make a comment on. Okay, let's go back to the notes. My screen share is not working so properly today. I'm not sure what is happening. Let's see if I can mute share it. Okay, there we are. So for zero coupon bond, okay, I think we gave that example of the dim discount bond, and you say that in case the discount is quite high, okay, then conventionally you're going to end up with. Can you see my board? Can you see my notes? Let me ask someone. Timothy.
Yes.
Timothy,
Yes, I can
you can see my notes.
Yes.
Ah, okay, thank you. Okay, so sometimes you can have cases where actually the company does not provide any interest. So these bonds are issued at quite a high discount. The only return the holder gets is in form of capital gain. So simply that means therefore as a holder, okay, in this context, there is going to be the only return you receive is a capital gain, okay. So it means therefore, generally, you don't get any, there's a zero coupon, there's zero interest, okay? So you get zero interest. So the interest we received over the life of this bond is going to be zero, okay? So this bond does not pay interest over its life. And meaning therefore, the only form of return you'll be receiving as a holder is a capital gain, okay? So the only return you get is capital gain, nothing else, okay? And of course, for you, for the company to obtain the capital, okay? Because first, for in case I'm the investor, okay, and I get zero interest, then why would I want to invest in this company? Okay, why would I want to invest in this bond? Okay, there must be okay an incentive the company must be providing okay to the investors in the market, and that is going to be a high capital gain. Okay, if for example the current bonds are issued at a discount of let's say 2%. Okay, so there's a discount minus. Okay, then this company, for them to offer this issue to be attractive to the market, they may offer, for example, a 10% discount. Okay, you can say we are going to give a 10% discount. Okay, now what does that imply? What does that mean? Okay, that means therefore that as an issuer, you're going to give $90 to the company. Let's say in the year 2020, this is the issue is made. Then in the year 2030, the company is going to buy from you in quote. Okay, the bonds are redeemed. Okay, for example, maybe at a nominal value of 100. Okay, so for every bond you bought, okay, you're going to get a capital gain of 10. That is 100 minus 90. Okay, as opposed to this issue, okay, where the capital gain to be received is going to be $2. Okay, that is 98. Okay, 100 minus 98 to give us only $2. Okay. So therefore, for this, for the case of zero coupon bond, okay, then the companies must be promising, okay, quite a high capital gain to be received by the borrowers, by the investors in the company. Okay. In the case of the zero coupon bonds, okay, in the case of the zero coupon bonds. Then you have the case of convertible bonds, okay, the case of bonds that are convertible, okay, and the bonds that are convertible, okay. Now, generally, okay, bonds of the company, they give, you're just a debt holder, okay, don't forget there's some power, there's some things that you cannot do, an equity shareholder can do, okay, of course, one of the key things is that during the AGM, the shareholders have the power appointing auditors, okay, appointing directors of the company. Okay, so they have some extra powers that they may have, which you as the holder you don't have. Okay. Now, if we have a bond that is convertible, if you have bonds that is convertible, okay, what does it mean? It implies, therefore, as a bondholder, you may want to convert yourself from being a debt instrument, okay, so being a debt provider to an equity shareholder in the company. Okay, so there's that option, there's that alternative that maybe 5 years from now, maybe 15 years from now, I will convert myself, okay, from being a debt holder, from being a debt provider of capital to the company to an equity shareholder. Okay. Before that, if I remain as a holder, don't forget I cannot vote at the company AGMs. Okay. However, in future I may convert myself to become an equity shareholder, and I become all right. I usurp all those power that the shareholder generally do have in the company. Okay. So the convertible bonds, okay, give the holder that extra option, that extra alternative of them being able to convert themselves from being a debt cap provider to equity capital providers, okay? And that's all the bonds that are convertible, okay? Convertible bonds. They give the holder, okay, the option of converting themselves from being debt into equity shares, okay? Of course, this is going to be a part and parcel of the covenant, part and parcel of the agreement between the holder, okay, and of course the company, okay, the providers, the debt provider or the bond holders and the company, okay. It's going to be given in the covenant, in the agreement, okay. Now, generally, the agreement is going to be, or some of the terms and or most of the terms shall be pre-agreed. Okay? If the issue is done in the year 2020, okay, so we agree. For example, the conversion can occur in the year 2025, okay, just an example. Okay, so the conversion can occur in the future, okay, and can occur at this particular price, at this particular date, okay. They can agree, for example, okay, how many shares will I be getting per bond, okay, so you agree in advance. Okay, that in the year 2025, if I opt to convert myself from being debt into an equity shareholder, then for every one bond I have with your company, I'll be getting, for example, 25 equity share. Okay, so you agree in advance. Okay, you shall agree in advance. Okay, it will be contained in what we refer to as the debt covenant or the bond covenants. Okay, which I think you have mentioned previously. Okay, so it's going to be contained in the bond covenants. Okay, so the two of you agree. Okay, and it's going to be done at the point of issue. Okay, at the point of issue, that's when you agree. Okay. So the holder has the right, but not the obligation. Okay, don't forget here, just make a mention, but not an obligation. So you can convert. Okay, if you think that's going to be good for you. Okay, but you have no obligation. Okay, you have no obligation as a company as a holder. Okay, to convert. Okay, it's you to weigh your option. If I convert, what do I gain? If I remain as a debt holder, what do I gain? Okay, so you weigh the two options. Okay, to determine that is going to be good for me. Okay, so we weigh the options. Okay. Now, when it comes to the valuation, okay, when it comes to valuation of conversion of bonds, okay, so let me go back to my whiteboard, if you allow me. So let me go back to my whiteboard. Okay, so in case I got my board here. Okay, so here you see that conventionally, when it comes to the valuation of convertible bonds, okay, the valuation of conventional bonds, okay. So first thing is that we normally say that we are going to be following what we call the fundamental, okay, theory of valuation, okay, what we call the fundamental theory, okay, of valuation, okay, fundamental theory of valuation. Now, what does this theory say? Okay, now this theory says that Okay, when it comes to valuation of financial instrument, okay, when it comes to valuation of financial instrument, okay, is that the market value of any financial instrument, the market value of any financial instrument, okay, of any financial asset or financial instrument ought to be equal to, okay, ought to be equal to the sum of the sum of the present value ought to be equal to the sum of present value, okay, of all future receipts, future receipts or cash flows, that particular instrument shall yield future receipts or cash flow to the holder, okay, so, okay, the holder shall be receiving that the investor or the holder shall receive over the life of the bond, okay, shall receive over the life of the bond, over the life of the instrument, okay, over the life, okay, over the life of the instrument, okay, referred to as the fundamental theory of valuation, okay, the fundamental theory of valuation, okay. The market value of any financial instrument ought to be equal to the sum of present value of all future receipts or cash flow that the holder shall receive over the life of the instrument, okay. That's referred to as the fundamental theory of valuation, okay. Now, since we are dealing, okay, since we are dealing with an equity share, okay, so since we are dealing with a bond, okay, since this is a bond that we're dealing with, okay, now what receipts do you receive? What cash flow do you get? Okay, let me get someone to assist me. Mandela, I want to unmute you. Mandela?
Yes, I can hear you.
Now, if since in this context we are dealing with a bond, okay. Now this is a debt instrument. Now, what cash flows do you think you're going to be getting in case you are a bondholder in the company?
Sorry?
So, since this is a bond we are dealing with, the financial instrument here is bond.
Mhm.
If you're going to be an investor, a bond investor,
Mhm.
now what cash flows are you going to be getting? Or what return do you get?
I am not sure.
Just say what you're not sure about.
I think you get the capital gains or the interest payments.
Yes, that is it. That's what you get. Thank you, Madeira. So you're going to get conventionally the two returns. Okay, so the return that you get is going to be in two phase. Okay, the interest you'll be getting over the life of this bond. Okay, if the life of the bond is given 5 years, it means for the next 5 years I'll be getting this particular interest. Okay, then at the end of the day I'll also be getting the capital gain. Okay, if for example the bond was issued at 100. Okay, and now the company is redeeming those bonds, okay, and the redemption is occurring at $105 per bond, okay, it means we also get a capital gain, okay. So the return we get is in two ways, okay. We have the interest rate, and of course, at the end of the life of the bond, there'll be what we call the redemption value, okay. There'll be the redemption value, okay. Now, using those two, okay. So since we are dealing with a bond, okay, this is a debt instrument, okay. Therefore, the cash flows, which I think we had mentioned, okay, so the cash flows which we mentioned here, the receipt and the cash flow, if we get the present value of these two now, okay, if we get the present value of these two, the sum of the present value of these two cash flows ought to give us the market value of the bond, okay. Therefore, you can say that's the market value of a bond. The market value of the bond ought to be equal to the sum of present value, okay, sum of present value, okay, of these receipts of interest and the redemption value of interest, okay, and the redemption value. Let me just call it RV and the redemption value, okay. And that give therefore that ought to give us therefore the market value of our bond, okay. The sum of the present value of those two cash for the interest and the redemption value. Okay, the redemption value simply is at the end of the life of the bond, how much will I be getting? What is going to be the amount I get for every bond that I bought in this company? I did invest in this company. Okay. Therefore, so the interest you get, okay, the interest that you'll be getting as a holder, okay, is going to be conventionally, okay, it is going to be every 6 months, okay. Conventionally, it will be every 6 months, okay. However, in most cases, okay, if the question, for example, is can be silent, okay, like in a manual exam, okay, so it will be silent. It can be true. In most cases, it will be done on an annual basis, okay, for your question, okay. In reality, conventionally, the interest is paid every 6 months, okay. However, for your questions, mostly to be every once in a year, okay. However, of course, follow what the exam is telling you, okay. Therefore, the market value, okay, if you have to assume the interest is paid on an annual basis, okay, if you assume that the redemption occur in the year 2025, okay, this is an example, okay, if the redemption occur in the year 2025, okay, and imply therefore you're going to be getting interest for 5 years, okay, therefore the present value, okay, so here you can say the interest you'll be getting, you get, the interest is fixed. I think you already mentioned that the interest is getting fixed. Therefore, it is going to be the present value of the interest. This interest is an annuity, okay? The interest we multiply by the present value annuity factor, okay? For example, for 5 years, R%, okay? R being our discount rate, okay? And that gives, therefore, the present value of the interest, our first component here, okay? Our first component here, okay? Don't forget, we also have the redemption value. So we get the present value of the redemption value, okay? So we get the present value of our redemption value. Therefore, plus the present value of redemption value, okay? The RV here, okay? This RV, which I already mentioned here, okay? So this one here, okay? Now, don't forget redemption, okay? Since the company is like paying you back what you gave it, okay? It can't pay you more than once. So therefore, the redemption value is a single cash flow. Redemption value is a single cash flow. Okay, therefore the redemption is not, when it comes to get the present value, don't forget to get the present value of a single cash flow, not an annuity. Okay, if we multiply by the present value interest factor for 5 years, for example, okay, R%, okay, and then to give us therefore the market value of a bond, okay, the market value of the bond. Okay, simply the sum of the present value of the cash flow, and these cash flows are into the interest and the redemption. The interest is repetitive, okay, because it occurs every year for the next n years, okay, for the next 5 years, okay, and it's going to be discounted at the prevailing market interest rate, okay. It is going to be discounted at R here, okay, at R here, okay. The discount is occurring, we discount at the market prevailing market interest rate, okay. And that's how we get the market value of a financial instrument, okay? The market value of financial instrument, okay? So if let's go back to, so this is how we get the market value of financial instrument, okay? So I can summarize maybe by using a formula here, okay? So let me go to the next page, okay, on my board. So you see the market value, let me just refer back, okay? This is what referred to as the market value of a bond. I want to summarize it. Yes, Timothy, your question, your hand is up. So let me get to you. Let me unmute you, Timothy. Yes, Timothy. Timothy. I can't hear you, Timothy. Oh, your voice is breaking. Timothy, I literally can't hear you. Could you put it on the chat? Because I seem not to hear you very well. Okay. So Timothy, put the question on the chat. I'll see it. Okay, so this is what they say that the market value of the bond ought to be equal to. Okay, so I can summarize it in form of formula and say that the market value of the bond, okay, will be equal to, okay, we are saying that is equal to the interest you receive, okay, times present value and factor, n years, okay, R%, plus the present value of redemption value, okay, times present value interest factor, n as r%. Therefore, I can say P naught, the market value. P naught is what I want to represent as the market value of the bond. Okay, will be equal to the sum. Okay, dog. This is an interest to be received. Okay, so here we say that the interest is going to be received every year. Is an annuity. Okay, is an annuity. Therefore, I can say be equal to sum of the interest, the sum of the present value of the interest I'll be getting from year 1 all the way to the end year. So 1 plus r. Okay, don't forget, if you discount them individually, that's will get the present value of an individual cash flow. Okay, so this is the interest. Okay, so you get the present value of a single interest from the first year. Okay, I is equal to 1 all the way to the nth year. Okay, so we are assuming that the redemption is occurring in the nth year. Okay, so if you discount every year, year 1, you get the present value of the interest, year 2, get the present value of the interest, year 4, year 3, year 4, all the way to year 5. Okay, so get the present value of the interest. Okay, therefore that will give the first component here. Okay, that give us our first component. Okay, then plus. Okay, plus the next component is that we need to discount the redemption value. The redemption, as mentioned, occur only once. Okay, therefore redemption value we discount back to a 0 as a single cash flow. Okay, power of r, the power of n. Okay, and that's how we get the market value of financial instruments. Okay, so Timothy, have you written the question? Okay, you can do so in the chat. I think yes, Timothy. So the question for Timothy is as follows. Does the prevailing market rate that determines the annuity factor get reviewed each year for a difference? Yes, Timothy, essentially, when it comes to valuation, okay, don't get your value at a point in time. Okay, so the valuation is being done at a point in time. Okay, so in case you want to value the market value of the bond today, okay, then you can simply go to the market, okay, try to see what was the prevailing interest rate for the bonds that were issued. Okay, so in the market, so you get the market rate at that point. If you want to value the same bond next week, then you'll be using the interest available for the next week. Okay, so of course the market value is going to the market value shall be fluctuating. Okay, so of course the interest our R here. Okay, so the R here, the one you see that here, is going to be dependent at when are you doing the valuation. Okay, at what day are you doing the valuation? Okay, so of course the R for this year, the R for today is going to be different for what is going to be there next week. Okay, so of course the P naught here is going to be different therefore. Okay, the P naught of course therefore shall be different. Okay, I hope I answered the question, Timothy. Okay, so here we are. Okay, we are N is equal to number of years redemption. Okay, there's number of years redemption to redemption, and it's calling the R to be let me call the cost of bond. Okay, which is called again be cost of debt. Okay, which again be the prevailing market interest rate. That's our R. What else? RV mentioned is equal to the redemption value. RV is the redemption value. Yeah, and P naught is what we call the market value of the bond. The market value of the bond, or X interest market value. Okay, and that's how you get the market value of a conventional bond. Okay. Okay, in case you have a question, don't forget to ask. Timothy, let me know whether it was clear. Okay, that's to get the market value of a bond, a conventional bond. Okay. Now here, the bond that we are dealing with. No, actually, let's first do a question. Okay, we attempt to apply this to a question. Okay. Now have your tables with you so that it becomes easy for us to do the question. Okay, have the tables with you. Okay. Now let's do a question. I want to do us to do a question. So let's go back to our notes. Okay, so we value a bond. where my notes are going. Seem to be. Seem to be losing them somewhere. As I try to get my notes, I'm checking all the what we have to say. Okay, and there's another question here, okay, from Mandela. If according to the agreement, okay, the bond was to be converted in year 2025, but after some time as the debt holder, I wish to extend the converting period to the year 2027, do I have the same right of conversion? Now, essentially, don't forget, as I mentioned, the agreement is going to be pegged on the covenants you have, okay, or the terms and conditions are pegged on the board covenant, okay. So in case maybe you would want to extend, then you have to refer to the contract you have. Does the contract give you that the contract gives that leeway? Okay, can you decide or convert in the year 2027, for example? Okay, or is it a must for the conversion to occur in the year 2025? If the conversion option is only available in the year 2025, then too bad. Okay, the conversion option therefore might lapse. Okay, but generally, okay, if the life of the bond, okay, let me just take an example, is 10 years. Okay, if the life of bond is 10 years, okay, its life counted in the year 2030. Okay. In this case, the conversion option starts or can be exercised, okay? In this case, in the year 2025, okay? All the way to the year 2030, then you can decide to convert in a year between the year 2025 to the year 2030. Okay, I'm assuming that that's available. Okay, so when it comes to conversion, you refer back to the contract. What are the terms and conditions of the contract? Okay, when can I be able to convert my bond? Okay, and can I convert the 2025, 26, or the 2030? Okay, so go back to the terms and condition or the board covenants. Okay, and try to see what the terms are. Okay, I hope that's clear, Mandela. My notes are getting lost. Not sure where they're going. Oh, okay. Let me see whether now it's going to be okay. Okay, so it's clear for Mandela. I'm losing my notes. That's what I don't want to post the share. Yeah. I seem not to get my notes. Where they are. See whether the problem has been solved. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So what I wanted to ask was a question before we start discussing on, don't know about that. Let me try to look for a question here. Okay, let's do this question. Okay, however, ignore the conversion here. For this example, let's ignore the conversion. So let me just gray out this area. So ignore this. Okay, so all this, let's ignore. So assume that this simply, this bond is going to be a straight bond. Okay, so you can take maybe 2 minutes to go through it. We do it. Okay, this will not, okay, for our context here. Okay, so this will not, so even this will not be, okay, necessary for our, that part. Okay, so I want to block this. Okay, so the question should be like this. T Limited has issued 500,000 of 11% bonds, nominal value of 100. They will be redeemed at a premium of 5% required. Using a cost of debt of 8%, calculate the value of each bond in 5 years' time. Okay, so we assume that this bond is not convertible. Okay, it's simply referred to as a conventional bond. Okay, sometimes referred to as a straight bond. Okay, now what would be, okay, the market value of this bond? Okay, so take 2 minutes. Okay, then we attempt it together. Okay, I presuppose that you have gone through the question. Okay, and we would now want us to attempt it together. Okay, okay, so let me share my board. I hope it won't bring issues now. Let's share. Oh, okay, here it is now. Okay, so we have a clean board. So in this context, okay, the bond that you're dealing with, okay, so the bond that we're dealing with, it's an 8% bond. Okay, if I was to refer to it, okay, just refer to, it's an 11% bond, okay, with a nominal value of 100, redeemed at 5% premium. Okay, so redeemed at 5% premium. Okay, in that case, therefore, we as follow. So first, it's going to consider how much interest will I be getting, and the interest we getting, we have said it's 11%. Don't forget the interest you do get is based on the nominal value of the bond. Okay, it is not based on the market value of the bond. The interest you'll be receiving is based on the nominal value of the bond. Okay, so 11% we multiply by the nominal value of the bond. So multiply by the nominal value of the bond. Therefore, it will be equal to 11%. We multiply by 100. Okay, to me, for every year for the next 5 years, you'll be getting $11. Okay, that's the interest you're getting. Don't forget it every year for the next 11 years. Okay, for the next 5 years. Look at the redemption. You told that the redemption value occurs in year 5. Okay, at the point when the bond matures 5 years from now, and it's a 5% premium. Okay, therefore, it will be 105%. We multiply by its nominal value. Okay, which in this case is simply 100 to give us therefore redemption value of 100. You see, the market value of the bond is equal to the present value, okay, of the interest we're getting. In case therefore 11, you get every year for the next 5 years. So simply therefore, this is simply therefore going to be equal to annuity, okay, times therefore the present value annuity factor, 5 years, okay, we multiply, okay, 5 years, so we won't get the factor, 5 years at the cost of debt, okay, so let me go back to our note. We should check on what was our cost of debt. The cost of debt in this case was equal to 8%. So we shall be discounting, okay, these cash flows at 8%. Okay, so we discount them at 8%. Okay, 8%. The redemption occurs in year 5, therefore it will be 105. This is a single cash flow. The redemption occurs only once. Therefore, times present value interest factor, 5 years %. Okay, so go back to your tables and you give me the present value. So what's the market value? Sum of the present value of those factors. Okay, so give me the market value of the bond. Okay, so take 1 minute. Okay, I presuppose that you have been able to get the market value of our bond. Okay, so just to check on, let me check on someone to give us the answer. Someone has already got the answer, 115.42. Just to confirm that. Timothy. Timothy?
Yes,
I don't know whether you got 115.42.
yes.
Okay, thank you. So we get 115.42 to be the market value of our bond. Okay, that's simply is how we estimate the market value of the bond. Okay, here I'm simply assuming that the bond is a straight bond. Okay, the conversion for now I've cleared out the conversion option. Okay. So we can take a break, I guess, then we can come back. Just check on someone. So Timothy, you're still here.
Yes, I am.
Okay, how long do you take a break? Our break to be 15 minutes or what?
Yeah, we can come back at 7:25.
7:25.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, then we can come back at 7:25. Okay, 7:25. So let's take our break. We proceed from there. Okay, therefore see you at 7:25. Okay. So welcome back. So in the previous example, the one we have just concluded, okay, where we got the market value to be 115.42, okay, to be the market value, okay, maybe just to re-emphasize, don't confuse the interest rate that you are receiving as a holder and the interest rate that you are receiving as okay, so don't confuse the two of them. Okay, the interest rate you receive as a holder, that is the so-called the coupon, okay, as well as the prevailing market interest rate, okay, the cost of debt. Okay, so don't mix the two. Okay, so be quite careful. Okay, don't mix the two. Okay. Now, in case we consider, okay, that the bond is convertible, okay, and now assume that we consider that the bond that you're dealing with is a convertible bond, okay. Now, what would happen? Okay, if the bond is convertible, don't forget, as a holder, you have the option of either converting the bond or either ignoring the bond, okay. And then, as we mentioned, the conversion is an option, not an obligation. So it's not a must for the conversion to occur, okay. Therefore, as a holder, what do you do? Okay, as a holder, we need to make an assessment. Okay, so let me get a new board here. Okay, as a holder, what do I do? Okay, I need to make an assessment of the two options. Okay, so in case the bond is convertible, okay, convertible bond. Okay, that means therefore it has a conversion option. Okay, it has a conversion option with it. It means as a holder, you need to make a comparison. Where do I gain more? Okay, don't forget, we go back to the underlying assumption of the investor in the market. Okay, that the investor in the market are wealth maximizers. Okay, so they're going to look for the option that do maximize their value, that do get as much return as possible. Definitely. Okay, so in that context, therefore, we can see that therefore that the conversion value. Okay, that the conversion value, we need to be compared with the redemption value. We ought to compare this with the redemption value. Okay, we ought to compare this with the redemption value. Okay. Now, what's conversion value? Conversion value is simply what is the market, in case I opt to convert, okay, what is the market value of the shares that I get? Okay, so conversion value is simply the total market value, okay, the total market value of all the shares, of all the equity shares, that the bondholder shall be receiving, okay, the equity shares to be received, okay, and that the equity shares shall be receiving, okay, to be received. Don't forget is that as a holder, okay, as a convertible bond holder, okay, you have that option of getting either equity share or you stay with your with the bond. Okay, so we want to compare the two options. Okay, if I convert, what do I get? Don't forget, you're giving up the bond in exchange for you're giving up the bond in exchange for the equity share. So what are you giving up? You're giving up the redemption value. Okay, so this is what you're giving up. You're giving up the redemption value. Okay, what are you getting? You're getting the conversion value. Okay, so we want to compare the two of them. Okay, if I convert, what do I get? Okay, you get the market value of the share. If you ignore the option, that is, you take up the redemption option, okay, what do you get? You get the redemption value. Since you have said that you are a wealth maximizer, so which of the two options give more value? You calculate and get the market value of the equity share you'll be getting, okay, versus the redemption value. The redemption value you simply refer to the covenant. Okay, what does a covenant state? Okay, how much will I be getting per bond? For this example you've just done here, you're getting $105 per bond. Okay, so therefore the redemption value is simply you do refer to the covenant, the agreement. Now, our main question here is on the conversion value. Okay, is on the conversion value. Okay. Now we see the conversion value, okay, that means represent a CV, conversion value, is going to be equal to, now how many shares do we get per bond? As we said, the number of equity shares you get per bond is already predetermined, okay? So the covenant, the agreement already dictates that this is going to be the amount I will be receiving. I'll be receiving 10 shares, I'll be receiving 25 shares. So simply, the number of equity shares you get, you do refer to what we refer to as the covenant, the agreement you have already, the one you have signed in the year 2020, for example. So you refer back to the covenant. So it's equal to the number of equity shares is equal to the number of equity shares we multiply by. Now this is in the year 2025, for example. What is going to be the market value of the shares I'll be getting per share? Okay, how much do I get per share? Okay, what is going to be the amount I get per share? So there was a market price per share then. Okay, the going to be the market price per share, and let me call here in year end. Okay, so the MPS, the market price per share in the end year. Okay, that is, for example, in the year 2025. Okay, that's you get the conversion value. Okay, so it's equal to, okay, the total market value, okay, from this context here of the shares you'll be getting, okay, and it's the conversion value, okay, therefore is equal to how many shares do I get? This you refer to the covenant. Then what was the market price per share in the year 2025? Now this one you ought to estimate. Okay, so this is going to be out of estimation. Okay, now let's estimate what is going to be the market price per share there. Well, this one, don't forget, I said is as per the covenant. So you just go to the bond covenant, the agreement, the contract, and you get there. Okay, so there's no calculation. So simply you need to just go and read from the covenant. The MPS, on the other hand, the market price per share, you ought to calculate. The MPS in your end, okay, let me actually just refer to it as PN. Okay, let me just refer to is as the price in year N is going to be equal to the current price, okay, the current price, okay. So in case you go to the market and you buy the shares of this company, the one I want to invest my money in as a bondholder, what's the share price? The share price is simply available in the market. You just go to the floor of the exchange. You can get the share price there, okay. So simply you can get this one, you can get. Then we anticipate, okay, what is going to be? If you look, for example, for the past 5 years, for the past 10 years, okay, of this company, what has been the growth in the share price? Okay, what has been the growth in the share price? At what rate has the share been growing at? Okay, so you estimate what's the growth of the share price in the past, I don't know how many years, in the past 5 years. Okay, if, for example, the share price is growing at an annual rate of, let's say, 5%, then you can assume if between the year 2015 and the year 2020, the price has been growing by, let's say, 5%, then you can assume that in the year 2020 to the year 2025, the share price will be growing by the same 5%. Okay? So we forecast, okay, there's going to be 1 plus G, okay, to the power of 5, okay, the power of n. In this context, the power of n, okay. What is the annual growth? We are simply compounding, okay. If you can look at this formula, this is a compound formula, okay. We are simply compounding the share price to the next n years, the next, for example, 5 years, okay. And that's kind of for the share price at the time of conversion in year n. Therefore, simply because the conversion value is equal to the number of equity shares per share, the number of equity shares you'll be getting per bond is sometimes referred to as what we call conversion ratio. Okay, it's given us the conversion ratio. Okay, we multiply therefore by PN. Okay, the share price then. Okay, therefore in summary, you can see therefore the conversion value we getting is equal to conversion ratio. Okay, CR conversion ratio. We multiply by the share price, the PN, the share price at the time of conversion. Okay. And that's how you do get the conversion value. You have seen that you are a wealth maximizer. Therefore, you compare. Okay. So therefore, we compare the conversion value you have just calculated versus the redemption value here. Okay. So compare the two of them. Now, which one grants you more wealth? Okay. If there's more wealth by converting, then convert. If there's more wealth by you remain as debt holder, you get the redemption value, then stick being a debt holder. Okay. So you get the redemption value. Don't forget you are a wealth maximizer. Okay, so therefore you compare those two options, those two alternatives. Therefore, the market value of the bond. Okay, don't forget that now this bond has an extra option of conversion. This bond has an extra option of conversion. It implies therefore the market value of this bond P0 will be equal to the present value of the interest you get, the present value of the interest to be received. So we get the present value R to the power of, okay, from the first year all the way to the end of the year. In the final year, however, you have two options, either convert or redeem. So therefore, conversion value or redemption value, whichever is higher. Don't forget, conversion is an option, is not an obligation. So we compare these two options, then we discount them back to year 0. Okay. And that's how we get the market value of the bond that is convertible. Okay. Look, it's similar like just the normal bond. However, the difference comes in the final year here. Okay, that here you have the conversion occurring. You have the conversion value occurring there. Okay, and that's how you estimate the market value of a bond that is convertible. Okay. Question, because I know you must be having a question. I'm waiting for a question. Oh, there's no question. Okay. And that's quite surprising that you all got that concept. More often than not, students struggle to get that concept, but I'm quite happy if you got that concept very clear. Okay, if you got it, then we simply take a question then. Okay. Sharon, just to check on you. Sharon? Sharon? I have unmuted you. Hey, you ran away. Let me get someone else here. Yes, confirm. Samuel. Samuel,
Yes.
everything is clear. Oh, you have a question?
It's clear. Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear.
I'll get it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough then. Okay. Then I presuppose that all of you got the question. Well, okay. Don't forget in case your question. Don't shy away from asking. Okay. That's what therefore we get the market value of a convertible bond. Okay. So conversion value. Don't forget the final year. 5 years from now, for example, we compare the two alternatives. Should I convert? Should I redeem the bond? Okay. Now, in case we go back to our original example, okay, we had here, the bond had a redemption value of 105. The interest that I think we already got it, the interest that you get per year was equal to $11. The cost of debt was equal to 8%, was equal to 8%. The number of years to conversion, or the redemption, we assumed was 5 years. So here, what we don't have is a conversion value. What we don't have is conversion value. So we ought to estimate the conversion value. Now the conversion value, you see the conversion ratio, okay? We multiply by the share price. The share price now is in year 5, but the conversion is occurring in year 5, okay? Therefore, the conversion price will be 5 years from now in the year, for example, in the year 2025. Okay, if I refer back to the origin, the facts we had in an example, okay. Let me get my computer in order. Okay, so let me share my original question. Okay, here it is. Okay, this was our original question. Okay, you've been told that convert bonds, these are convertible into 40 ordinary shares in 5 years' time. Okay, and that in case you opt to convert, how many shares do we get? We get 40 shares. So therefore, the conversion ratio, okay, the conversion ratio therefore is 40 equity shares. Okay, how many shares do we get per bond? You give up the bond, you get 40 equity share. That's called conversion ratio. Okay. Now, when does a conversion occur? Conversion occurs in year 5, 5 years from now. Okay, 5 years from now. What is going to be the share price then? Okay, so if you follow this example, the share price then will be going to be $2. In example B, what's going to be the share price then? The share price then in B is going to be $3. Okay, so let's begin with example A. Okay, we see how do we get the market value, okay, of this bond. If it is going to be convertible and the conversion occurs 5 years from now, okay, at how much? At $2. Okay. So let me go back to my board. Okay. Therefore, if you use, okay, this is example A, okay, the conversion ratio, it does not matter what is given the share price. The number of shares is fixed, okay, and is fixed as per the covenant. How many shares do we get? How many shares do we get? We get 40 shares, okay. What is going to be the share price then? The share price then is going to be $2, okay, and we get therefore the conversion value to be $80. Conversion value to be $80, okay. Therefore, we compare, should I convert or should I redeem? Okay, so let me go back here. Should I convert? If you convert, this is what you get. If you redeem, this is what you get. Okay, so by default, don't forget this that you are a wealth maximizer. Okay, therefore it makes more sense for you to redeem the bond. conversion does not make any sense. Okay, because if you convert, you get lower value. Okay, you get 80, whereas in case you redeem, you get 105. So it makes sense to redeem the bond, ignore the conversion. Okay, therefore the market value of a bond remained as it was in the previous example. Okay, yeah, the market value P naught is the interest you get, which is 11 times the present value annual factor, 5 years, 8%. The redemption, okay, is 105, present value interest factor, 5 years, 8%. Okay, I think we got 115.42. Okay, so it remains as it was before. Okay, and so we get the market value. Now B is where maybe so A remains as it was. Okay, so you actually don't need to compare. Okay, so B, okay, so part B, the conversion value, okay, don't forget this, you get the conversion value still remain, conversion ratio, okay, remain at 40. Okay, so it still remain at 40. So 40. However, the share price, okay, in 5 years' time is not 2, okay, is not 2 as it was in this example. Okay, now it'll be told that we assume it is 3. Okay, therefore we get the conversion value to be equal to $120. Okay, we do the same analysis. Okay, we compare the conversion value. Okay, so you compare the conversion value versus the redemption value. If you redeem, you get 105. If you convert, we get 120. So since you are rational and wealth maximizer, what do? We convert the bond. Okay, so here, just make a comment. Okay, convert the bond. Okay, just make a comment. Okay, so convert the bond into equity share, since the conversion value is greater than redemption value. So it makes all the senses, okay, to convert the bond, because the conversion value is greater than redemption value. You are a wealth maximizer. Okay, therefore the market value of this bond, therefore, so P naught, okay, therefore P naught is equal to the interest you get. So the interest still remains as it was. Okay, so it remained at 11. Okay, so it remained at 11. So here it is equal to 11 times the conversion occurs in year 5. So in the same way. So present value annual factor, okay, 5 years R% plus. Now we don't get 105, but now we have said it is better to convert. Therefore, we are going to be getting $120 5 years from now. So times present value interest factor, 5 years R plus 8%. And that gives, therefore, the market value, assuming the conversion occurs in year 5. Okay. So what do you get? You can actually write the answer on my board also. Okay, in case you get the answer. Okay, that's how we get the market value of a convertible bond. Okay. No, I'm not sure who wrote. So this is 23.08. Who wrote the answer? Just to clarify what you got there. Okay, so Mandela got 125.64. Pavital got 125.64. Timo 126.54. I'm not sure who wrote the, so let me rub off my board, then you can try to write whoever is writing. Okay, so what do you get? Hey, someone was writing on my board, then they have stopped. So do I presuppose it's 125.64? 125.64. Okay, I presuppose that all of you have that as the answer, 125.64. And that's how you get the market value of convertible bond. Okay, simple as that. Question? Because now I want us to quickly check on our question bank, okay, to check on what your examiner, okay, once in a while to ask with that in mind, okay. So we suppose that all of you have 125.364. Okay. Check some. Okay, Sharon 125.64. Okay, that seems to therefore to be the answer. Okay, so let's check our question bank. I think. Okay, so let me share my question bank. Well, I hope you also have your own question bank. Okay, I hope you can see my question bank. So, okay, page 1, question 1B. Okay, so in my question bank, page 1, question 1B. Okay, just a very good example which you can use. Okay, so let's go through the question. Page 1, question 1B. Okay. Okay, it's already on the board. So in case you want to use my board, okay, or you can use your question bank. It's one of the same. Okay, so go through it in the next 2 minutes. Hey, some of you are scratching my question bank. Okay, I suppose that you have gone through the question. So part A of the question, okay, so this part A of the question, okay, so the examiner is asking us to get the market value, okay, you're meant to get the floor value, and you're meant to get the conversion premium, okay. Now let's look at the first one, okay, we are meant to get the conversion value, so let me go back to my board, okay. Okay, so in this context, the same thing you're going to do. So the market value, we know this bond is convertible. So P naught, the market value, the bond is going to be equal to the present value of interest we get, okay, times present value annuity factor, N years R percent. Okay, conversion occurs. So conversion value or redemption value, we mentioned which was higher, times present value interest factor. Don't forget conversion or redemption occur only once. So N years R percent, okay? So we need to get these variables. So interest, okay? So therefore, we go back to our question, we get the interest we'll be receiving. So back to a question bank. The interest you get, this bond pays is a 9% bond, okay? It's a 9% bond, okay? And the nominal value is 100. Therefore, we can get therefore the interest you'll be getting is equal to therefore 9%. We multiply therefore by the nominal value of the bond, which is 900, and we get the interest to be received to be equal to 9. Next is that we can get the N, okay, the number of years conversion, okay. N, the number of years conversion, okay. Let me just go back to my question bank, get all these variables. It can be converted in 5 years' time, okay, so therefore it can be converted in 5 years' time. Therefore, N therefore is equal to 5 years, okay, so therefore N is equal to 5 years, okay. Next variable I need to get is the cost of debt, so R percent, the cost of debt, not the coupon, don't confuse the interest rate, the cost of debt, and the coupon, they're different, okay. So back to my question bank. The interest, the cost of this debt is 7%. Okay, so the cost of this debt is 7%. Okay. So therefore 7% becomes therefore my next variable. Then the next thing I need to get is the redemption value. Okay, so I want to get the redemption value. Okay. So redemption value. So go back to the agreement, the covenant, and we see that was the conversion, was the redemption value, and also the conversion value. Conversion value is the conversion ratio we multiply by the share price. So the conversion occurs in year 5. Okay, therefore P5. Okay, therefore the conversion ratio times the current share price P naught. Okay, 1 plus G to the power of 5. Okay, and that give therefore the conversion value. But in the meantime, let's get the redemption value as per the agreement. No calculation required there, so we simply refer to the question. Okay, the redemption value, the bond can be redeemed at their par value. Okay, so check this out. And the bonds are redeemable at their par value of 100. Okay, so we have the conversion, the redemption value. Okay, so as I mentioned, don't forget there's no calculation required here. Therefore, we just plug in. Okay, so this is going to be $100. So what we calculate is the conversion value. So conversion value, therefore, will be the conversion ratio. Okay, the conversion ratio is how many shares do you get per bond. Okay, how many shares do you get for every one bond that you will be giving up. Okay, so back to the question. Okay, so as per this question, okay, the number of shares you'll be getting. Okay, so let me erase this. So you say that the number of shares you'll be getting is equal to 20 shares. Okay, therefore that's our conversion value. The share price currently is equal to 4.45. So you have the P naught, and they're going to be growing at 6.5% per year. Okay, so you have all the figures that you want in order to determine what is going to be the conversion value. Okay, so therefore 20 is our 20 therefore is our so whiteboard. So conversion value, okay, therefore is going to be equal to 20 times, therefore, what is going to be the share price 5 years from now? It will be equal to 4.45. However, the share is growing at 6.5% per year for the next 5 years. Therefore, it will be 1.065 times 5 years, the power of 5 years. Okay, and this therefore is going to give us therefore the conversion value. Okay, and how do you get the conversion value? Okay, I'll do it quickly. Okay, someone already has gotten the answer. Okay, and just let me go back. Here it is. Okay, so we got 120. Okay, so I assume that the others have done around enough. So 121.93. Okay, so you get 121.93, therefore, to be the conversion value. Okay, now we compare. Okay, we compare the conversion value. This conversion value versus the redemption value. Okay, so by default, it makes more sense to convert because you get more wealth. 121.93 versus 100. Therefore, this investor is going to therefore to convert. Therefore, no redemption. In short, okay, so no redemption. Therefore, you can see the market value of this bond will be the interest. Okay, the present value of the interest, and the interest is equal to 9. So it's going to be 9 times present value earned factor. R%, the cost of debt R is 7%. 5 years. The present value of the conversion value, 121.93, times the present value interest factor, 70%, 5 years. And what do you get the market value therefore? Okay, Mandela got 123, Timothy 123. I suppose, and someone else is writing 123.84. Okay, That's how you get the market value of the bond. 123.84 become the market value of the bond. Okay. So the rest of you have that to be a market value. Okay. The next question was asking us. Okay. The next question was asking us to determine. Okay. So let me go back to the question bank. I was asking us to get the floor value. Okay. So part B is asking us to get the floor value. Okay. Let's do that right now. 103.484 even from Hadik. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's go back to our board. Okay, we want to get the floor value. Okay, we want to get the floor value. Now, what's the floor value? Let me go to the next slide. Now, the floor value, okay, the floor value of the bond, okay, it's simply if this bond did not have the conversion, if the bond did not have the conversion, what would be its market value? So you are simply ignoring the conversion, okay? That's simply called the floor value. What's the market value of the same bond, assuming it didn't have the conversion option, okay? Therefore, simply it will be equal to P naught, therefore be equal to the market value, the present value, okay? Let me just rub off, be equal to the present value of the interest you get. If I refer to our previous, you get an interest equal to, this is remain the same. However, here there is no conversion, the same bond, okay? The only difference, there's no conversion. Now we can read the same page. You'll be equal to 9 times present value and factor, 7%, 5 years, okay? However, here there is no conversion, so there's no conversion value. So the only option that remains to you is you to redeem the bond, okay? So here, the only option I have as a holder is redemption, okay? Therefore, the present value of redemption, 100 times present value interest factor, 7%, 5 years, okay? And that's we get the market value of the bond. That's we get the floor value of the same bond. So don't forget here we are only ignoring, we are assuming, what if this bond did not have, okay? What if this bond did not have the conversion? What would be its market value, okay? That's what referred to as the floor value of the bond. This is referred to the floor value of the bond. What do you get? 120? Okay, so most of you got 108.82, okay? So you get 108.82 to be the floor value of the bond, okay? The value of the same bond, assuming it didn't have the conversion option, okay? That's referred to as the floor value, okay? Hope it's clear to all of you, okay? Let's go to the next, therefore. The next question, okay, it was go back to the question. Let's go back to the question. The question bank here it is. Yeah, where's my question bank? Okay, that's my question bank. The next question asking us to get the conversion premium. Conversion premium. Now, what's conversion premium? So the conversion premium, okay, let me share my board again. Conversion premium, okay, is simply equal to, if I convert the bond, if I was to convert this bond today, if we do the conversion today, what is going to be the amount of wealth I shall be losing? So you're trying to give up the bond. In exchange, what do you get? You get the equity shares. Now, in case you opt to give up the bond, in exchange, you get the equity shares. How much of your wealth shall you be losing? Okay, that's referred to as the conversion. Okay, that's referred to as the conversion premium. However, in case you make gains, okay, in case you do make the gains, okay, if you make gains, what do you call it? It's called a conversion discount. Okay, conversion premium and the conversion discount. If it's a gain that you make, then you refer to as the conversion discount. If you be losing your wealth, then you call it the conversion premium. Simply, the conversion premium is giving us what's my market value as well. What's the market value of the bond today? Okay, the market value of the bond. then what am I giving up? What will I be getting if I give up the bond? You're getting the shares. Okay, there was a market value of the shares. Okay, so I mean, okay, was the market value of the shares. So it's giving us the conversion ratio. Okay, we multiply by the current share price. Don't confuse. Okay, is you're giving up the bond. In exchange, what do you get in turn? You get the conversion value. So don't forget here, it is not P naught. It is not PN. Okay, so don't forget here, we are using P naught. Okay, this is P naught, not PN. Okay, not PN. Okay, why? Because we are converting today. We are converting today. The conversion is occurring today. Okay. Now, essentially, therefore, the market value of the bond. I think you've done that from our previous part. Okay, the previous slide. Okay, this was our market value of the bond. So you have it already, 123.84 minus the conversion value today. So the conversion ratio, okay, remain as it was. So the conversion, so here, don't forget here we have a conversion ratio being 20. So be 20. We multiply by the current share price, which is 4.45. Okay. Don't forget, we don't need to grow it. Why? Because it is P naught today, the share price today. Okay. And how much do you get? 30. What do you get? Okay, remember, you get that something. Okay, that 4.84, that 4.84, please suppose that already got that 4.84, that 4.84, okay? And that's what we call the conversion premium, okay? The amount of wealth you'll be losing in case you give up the bond and you get the equity shares as per today, okay? That 4.84, okay? If you're gaining, okay, if the reverse occurring that you're making a gain, then we'll call a conversion discount, okay? And that's how you value bonds, okay? Both convertible bonds and bonds that are straight bonds, okay? And that's it, okay? So I think we can end the class there, then we can meet on Thursday, okay? So I hope you are going to use the same link, okay? The one I did send today. I will save these notes, of course. I will share with you, okay, later on in the night, okay. Then you can end the class there. Then we meet on Thursday. Don't forget you sign for the register through the chat, okay, the same way, okay. Admission number and your proper name, okay. So admission number and your proper name, okay. So unless you have a question, then we can call it a day. We meet on Thursday. So enjoy your evening, okay, and see you on Thursday, unless you have a question. Okay, so goodbye. Don't forget to sign the register.